Please adjust the slider until the dog and cat are friends. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes a 9. Aw, dang, it got me. Click that notification to my YouTube channel. Phone, a bee, a bicycle. What happens if I click the wrong one? See, there's the number 9, not the word 9. I wonder if someone would actually get confused with that. Push the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Okay, well. So the two made-up words below is most appealing to you. Acumboinkle. Acumboinkle. I can't even say that word whatsoever. What even, how do you even, or scrumtush. It's, man, it is. It's that one. It's, just because I can't even pronounce it. Please don't adjust the slider. Okay. Alright. Do you know what time it is right now? It is 9:58. If you can, I don't think you're able to see that. I think if I alarm. It's 9:58. I don't know if you're able to see it. Oh, because it's kind of, I have to reverse it, don't I? Give me just a sec here. Let's see if this will. Yes, it actually does it. Alright, good. Nice. So that works, because then, and then if I, there we go, see? That's much better. What is, what's with that? I don't know what that noise was. But it was, well, it's 9:59 now. So. Is the time that is right now the correct time? Yes, actually. Yes. What is time anyway? What is time? What time is it of time? Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes, there's a lot. Too many to count. Yes. Yes. Yeah, fully. Just a sec here.
This is the story. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I forgot to... So we're gonna go for the new content. That'll be our part here. So here we go.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content, new content.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Do it indeed.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Jump. Save just one.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Never mind. Never mind. Alright then. Okay.
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something! Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who... Oh, never mind. You're not a dork.
Okay, well I'm coming in there. That's it. That was the quickest ever in my life. Oh wait, there's more. I think.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Yeah, that's funny.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Oh, dang. Person of the year. That's hilarious.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
I wish I had a PC to play the old Stanley Parable. 'Cause I feel like there's a lot of things on there.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Oh, there's the buttons. Going down.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the Memory Zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here.
Is it
Surely these
Steam?
reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Yep. Oh, good. I can't even read these. Oh,
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh boy.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
No.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction there... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. That you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history. Ambitious history, if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look. I have a method for exactly this sort of situation, and I do find myself in this situation frequently. I'm going to say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with pressurized gas altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. From the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality. How else to describe the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe? Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button, to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are. What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child. Wild and impulsive. I can't help myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone, and that I had the power to prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely you will. I don't doubt it. Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, no, no. I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter?
Okay, yeah. Alright, repeat itself.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps, yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it, to think of returning to such coldness. Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it. Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt freed. I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them was simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well. Perhaps you will somehow, in some way, have to live as I do now, and I wish for you to know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing, perhaps it will bring me the smallest moment of peace in the darkness.
Not here anymore. Well then, let's keep going. So, fire. Fire. Conversation after conversation. There we go.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because...
I felt more quiet now. Push that button again. 3, 2, 1.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Oh, that's just a good old droplets. Oh. Well, be darned, okay. Sunlight. So, this thing's still there. Hey. It's bright out. Nice. Finally we'll have some decent nature in this place. Oh, well now I just jinxed it. Alright, well, I am bad luck after all. Oh no. Oh no. Well. I guess everything's just sand, I guess. Anakin would be disappointed. Oh. Is that it? No! Oh, it's gonna totally make a joke about sand, but oh well.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright, now let's just go back to it.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I'm now questioning it. It's like, how could can it be? Ah, yes, an elevator. Narrator, you're doing very great.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor
never the
additions?
end
Think of all the
again.
new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
You might be right. You might be right. I'm gonna check the computers. You have good old computers. They're no longer, old style computers.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than
Oh, the
Ultra
original.
Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
They're back. 2 doors. Oh boy. Oh, it's over here. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old plus busted. New hotness. Thanks for attending my meeting. That's the same fern. That is literally the same fern. 2 Stanleys. Imagine a co-op Stanley Parable. You
Now,
do
to be
co-op.
clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Ah, yes, 2. One day there'll be just hashtag Stanley Parable 2, and just you see everybody just doing this. Just no emotions, just this. I want to go to the bus. I want to go to the bus and say hello. That's all. Well now, where
Here
do I
we
even...
are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Man, where do I even start? Is there actually... I have to try this. I have to... Okay. The Stanley Parable 2. That's awesome. That's awesome. I actually kind of want these. I wonder if I could buy them some point. So, office decorations, the Stanley Parable reassurance bucket, the button that says name of the player that's playing the game. Nice. Newest features. That's the epilogue. That would go to... Wait a minute. Well, let's go to the name. The name.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be
Jim
worth
Carrey
the money.
playing this.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
No.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away.
No.
Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
No. I want many Jims. See if I can... Well, I guess we may never know. We're gonna miss that Jim.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Wow.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Saints World Champion. Oh.
I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion trophy. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called Bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider and that it'll be accessible from the settings menu. We'll sort out the rest of the details later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Well, let's check it, see if it's there. I think it might be... There it is, bumpscosity. I want it to 1,000. That's all I wanted. Alright. We haven't went to the assurance bucket, so actually I gotta walk over this way. Oh,
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
I don't want to waste it, I don't think. Can't waste any jumping on that one. Okay, let's go over here.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
My bucket will save me to everything I can go.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Bankruptcy. Huh. So that means that one. Okay. Okay, what's over here?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloon. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
But I thought I... Wow.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Okay, we go. Okay. Trophy. I want a trophy.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you're... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Yeah. Better. Okay, there's, I think, the infinite hole.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Collectibles. That would be the exit. Okay, well, the next thing we'll do is the infinite hole, I think. Or actually, I'll do this one.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh. Collect them all.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I remember. They should like give you rewards when it comes to the collectibles. Instead of just a achievement. Well, I don't know about this actually.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Hurry up.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great! Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Oh, I'll go down the hole.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Oh, for heaven... You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really... Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
What if I don't wanna? What if I don't wanna? Don't need to. Ugh. Well, I guess I should really click the triangle button, I guess, because kind of it's leading nowhere, ain't it? I guess. But I could be wrong, though. I'll give it 5 more seconds, maybe, though. Well, I guess nothing happened. Alright, well. Where's my controller? I just placed it somewhere. Oh, I'm literally... Can't be, right? There's no way. This is, like, that's it? Really? That's it. That's all there is, folks. It can't be. I'll give it at least another minute. Just sit here. Because I'm not going to get controlled by a narrator. You know, the Stanley Parable 2 is quite good. In many ways, but I just don't know if it's good enough. But if I'm thinking very hard about things that can, more ideas, I'll just say like that. But yeah, who knows? You know? But if we think very hard, and I mean very, very hard, then bada boom, bada bang. Uh-oh.
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Wait, though. I got time for this. I need at least, like, get out. Instead. Like, out. What was that? I heard noises. Oh! There's something was up. Got me bucket. Is that it? Is this the ending? I wonder if this is the ending now.
My head's stronger. Now you.
Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Is this it? We're doing it again. Oh, that was it! I could have went the exit. No! Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Phew.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Is that thing still there?
Come now. You've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
I don't like my choices, though. I regret everything from it. Alright, well, guess let's get to the exit, I guess, while we're at it. Exit our way out.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Yep. I seen everything. New much?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Hmm. Wow. Holy smokes. It's so different, all this. Dang. Well then.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Let's check this
Stanley
case.
worked for a company in
Oh
a
my
big building
god.
where he was employee number 427. Employee number...
I had to skip. I just, that's just, holy smokes. Of hilariousness.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A bucket.
Stanley
Gimme.
picked up the bucket.
I just wanna, I gotta talk.
Stanley took the bucket with him into this little hallway and closed the doors. This was their hideout. No one would ever find them here. Of course, no one would ever find them anyway because everyone was missing. But Stanley chose to ignore this fact and instead focus on how cool the hideout was. Just him and the bucket. Two renegade heroes against the world, inside their secret, undetectable hideout, here, next to room 417. What a treat. Ah, no, apparently not.
What? Well, rude of you.
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Maybe if I... Okay, I got an idea.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
That's awesome.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Nice. Let's check the bathroom. Looking good in the mirror.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
So now we will begin the game again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlerines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlerines. None of us can.
Ain't that a good thing to notice? What's in here? Where?
Okay, this is day number 295, tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get me. What's that? Who's there?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, no.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Yep.
Now listen carefully, this...
Alright. I should try to go to the new content. That's what I should do. And do the thing for it, unless I had to exit and then redo the whole thing of that. Otherwise, that'd be very annoying.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, the same thing, but now with the figurines. That's what it's gotta be. Yeah, see, look, see. We're going downwards now.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley. And here was a second Stanlerine. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
This one. It was this one. I'm pretty positive it was this one.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Alrighty.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Nice. Please tell me it's that. Oh my god, that's amazing. Right there. That's awesome. Narrator, 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 narrator. Stanley.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Alrighty. It's good to know. And then this is the final one.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh, okay. Thought we gotta go backwards. Pull a trick on me.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh, that was it? You can't...
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
I am now regretting this. For collecting figurines.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more. And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched? Yes, I love that video.
My. What a great video. I should watch that nonstop.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
See, we were here. I want to actually... Can I just check? Oh, I can't really go there. Ah, I want to do me a solid.
This was our second Figley, don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going. This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this? Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm... Oh, yes! The two doors! Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Oh.
Yes,
And
I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions, he would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
oh. So that was the figurine. Okay, we got the figurine and ending. Now there's something. I don't know if there's a way to do it though. Let's see. Oh. Well, this is rare.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh no.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Let's begin the game again. That's funny though. Hopefully that I just noticed, would that stay? Because if it does, I'll find out. I guess I'll have to find out right about now. Okay, good.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
I wonder if we should do it with
And
the
so the
bucket.
two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
See if there's anything different with the bucket while we're at it. Buckety, buckety, buckety doo. My neck isn't
Oh,
complete.
good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
We care about you, Stanley.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
What if I don't want to go there? Oh well, guess I have no choice. Alright, well.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I don't wanna. I don't wanna. No, I don't wanna do it.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready. Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Bye, bucket.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Well. Yep. Is that the destroyer? That's what it was.
Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
I don't believe such things. Is that it? Oh boy, another ending. Let's see if we can get the thing. I forgot what it was. The jumpy jumperson, as you will, you know.
My God, the bumpscosity in here is absolutely overwhelming. 1,000? You people have got to be nuts. How can you stand this much bumpscosity? Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Okay, maybe if I might have to like quit and then enter. I think that's what I might have to do. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait a minute. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, I know just the idea what to do. I got just the idea.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
We're gonna go all the way to the thing and then
Stanley clutched the bucket
to
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
go to the escape pod.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was... Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy, it's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it. Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There.
Yeah.
Now it's settled. No more debate. No more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things. All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Well now. Any more stickers? Give me stickers. I need more.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with but now, the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
You spin me right round, square roundy. Okay. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh wait, bathroom. We're on to the version 2.0. Hands are like. Alright, okay. Back to the story.
Stepping in.
There we go. Now you can go over here. Good job. Good job. Good job. I'm leaving from this facility. Getting closer. Do-do-do. Getting closer. Escape. It's alright, Bucket. I'll meet you at the end. Just be safe. It shed a bucket tear in my eye. There it goes. Off to Neverland.
All of his co-workers were gone.
What
could it mean?
Wait a minute.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, my brain hurts. Wait. Was this a... Wait. Wait. My brain hurts so bad.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What? I am so... I'm really confused. Okay. I am... Okay, alright, alright, so let's quit the menu. Is it still there? Oh, yeah, wait. I can't even think so much. Okay, it is still there. Alright, well, let's begin. Let's see if it will, do the thing again from there. If it doesn't, then... Oh well. Can't really say much about it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yes,
Perhaps he had simply missed him. And try not to lose this one too, you dolt. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket was always
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Yeah, good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I say deny. Hello. Hello, Sans.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring
Thank
the
you
bucket
so
here?
much
Unless,
for subbing, Sans.
what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would
you
explain a
weren't
lot about your
technically
behavior
the
up
only
to
one
this
here. There
point,
was other
which,
people that
if
came
that's
by,
true, well,
bowling
my
for like
goodness,
just 5 seconds.
I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
What do you mean? Oh. What's in here now?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Let's see.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
I don't know, you know, it's round, it's I'm gonna say it is.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Oh, Fooey. Don't tell me this one's in that.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
See, but now it has decent. It's a decent one. Can I like? I can't really look right at it. I believe it is.
Incorrect.
Ah,
It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
come on. All right. This has to
Item
be.
3. Is this a bucket?
First of all, this can't. Okay. It's gotta be like the actual bucket itself. But then, who knows? I could be wrong. It's gotta be the bucket.
Correct.
Oh!
This is a bucket.
Thank goodness.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Well, it can be used as a bucket, technically. Hey Siri. Define bucket.
As a noun, bucket means a roughly cylindrical open container, typically made of metal
It's not
or plastic,
cylinder-esque.
used to hold and
Ah,
carry
well.
liquids or other material. Do you want to hear the
Correct. This is a tractor and not a bucket. To be honest, I just sort of put this one in here as a gimme, but I was starting to get concerned that even this might be too much for you. Thank you for not making me look like an idiot. Okay, next one.
Aw, I should have clicked yes then to make you look like an idiot, narrator. Because it would be hilarious as such. Okay, come on.
Is this a bucket?
I swear if this is...
Incorrect.
See?
This
I
is a
knew it! I see. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
I don't know what even bucket is anymore.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? But that... Okay.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
Okay. Somewhere. Oh, is it this bucket I'm holding?
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here, and I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
No.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence, and yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket?
Ha!
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing
Yes.
myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
What?
Okay, here we go.
You can't do that. This bucket was
What happened?
$5,000.
Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not
Don't forget about
buckets.
me and Sans.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Here we go. Alright. Oh boy, not this again.
All
Ah,
his
the bucket's
co-workers
still there.
were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
Yeah.
Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Yes, well, somewhere.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh yeah, sure, Zan.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the
music
soothing
stuff as
presence
well.
of the bucket.
Smule specifically, which is
Even
an
now,
app,
in his
karaoke app.
darkest of hours, did the
and-
bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce
and
the
some
dark
other
clouds of
things. I
confusion and
cannot remember
chaos?
what it
It
was.
would
The
be with
vlogs
him always.
as well.
The bucket would. And
But
he knew
I've
it.
been noticing that
The two of them were
last time I made
inseparable.
one live
At
stream
this
or
point,
any type
Stanley
of
was so
content
absorbed
was
in the
6
tender
days ago.
spiritual connection he
So-
shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of
I
simply
did not
being
make
near
the
bucket
app.
did he
It
have
was-
any notion. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
It was-
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Again,
was
there
the
was
bucket guiding
this
him?
app was like
Yes,
many years
this
by
is
now.
certainly the
I
most
think it was around
logical
2016 or something
explanation.
like that. If I put down. Sorry.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket.
Well-
Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty,
Well, I don't use, well, technically yeah, it's sort of like that, but it's whether yeah, and you sing songs that you like to listen to. So like just thinking a random band that I like to listen to. Arch Enemy, since it's a melodic death metal band. Of course, all of their songs I would sing on their song. It's like you put your own voice over that instead of the original. And you do, of course, do it with people as well, to just a duet or a group. Don't know how many people in a group. I'm gonna assume it's like more than 10 or even 20. So you really just have a bunch of people in this one song. And things could be hilarious. Things could be really good. You know, ups and downs and stuff. So
he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
so far, because like I think the next content I'm gonna make will be hopefully well, you pick a song and then you just sing it and you have your voice over to the original one, and then blah 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 bing. Same for duets, like I said, or someone with you. Group is the same thing except more. So, and it can't, it's not really a remix, because I'm not changing the whole song of it. It's only for vocal It's a vocal type of thing. In fact, I could just, because if you search this, okay. But I might at some point make a part 3 of it, where I already made 2 parts, where it was called raw footage of me just doing songs and stuff such that I was singing. It would, I'm gonna at some point make part 3 of it, and I'll do mostly Arch Enemy songs and Blackfoot Brides. So. Not always. I sometimes join other people's duets as well, and also groups as well. So, all right. Reminder: raw footage. So you'll only be able to hear just my voice, because I was live streaming it with only my phone, and I was using Smule and Stuff device with these headphones on here. So you're only able to hear my voice, my regular voice, of course. But then I show it after I was done with it. I basically show it. No problem. Where was I? Oh yes, the bucket with something.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
These are wonderful screens. You know, imagine having that many screens.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I want to go though.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
And that's all the machine did.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together. with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
Let me check. When was my first ever? Because it's been like a year or so far, if I can remember. I used to technically have a YouTube channel from way back, but unfortunately I forgot the password for it and stuff, and now, like right now, forgot the name. But that YouTube channel of mine, it was just only for watching stuff. But now, but so far, if I check oldest, it was 3 years ago. So I've been making YouTube content since 3 years so far, and I only made a total of 201 videos currently. So again, still enjoying it, because again, like to spread positivity and stuff such. So always the #1 thing.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, or go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Oh. Oh, what's gonna happen? What would be happening now? Oh, that was it? Ah, man.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Ah, it's still not there. Should have thought that through, I guess. Alright, well, at least what I'll do is look for the next one. There it is. How many do we need? That one, and then... Okay, so let's begin the game again. I don't like. I'm more of a, because I have what's the word for it? It's where it's like whenever you talk a good amount, but like all of a sudden it's like your voice. It's like if someone had the remote to lower volume, and your voice just gets like quieter and quieter, and then and someone will notice something, being like, "Hey, you might need to speak up" or something. That like type of that. I feel like I wouldn't be able to be good at commentary, but at least try, you know? Let's see here.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Where would the next one be? That's the key to success. Oh. Let's see here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
wonder
he
if
entered the door on his left.
it might be at that one spot. Let me check. To the staircase we go.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's see if it's... Okay, it is that one. So now, if we begin the game again... Let's see if... I don't think that's the last one, though. Because this showed 2 more. 2 more. Yep, see, alright, so we need 1 more.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Boom. And then it's in the Stanley's office. I already technically did this, but I'm gonna do it with the bucket, see if there's anything different, so.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I just
What could it
noticed
mean?
can't really do that because
Stanley
the door
decided to go to
closes.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
Well,
a
I
memo.
didn't think that one through. Did not think that one through at all. I got an idea. Let me
A
just...
good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here.
I'm not.
Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now
I wish
more
I did
than
though.
ever.
I wish I
Perhaps
did
his
play
boss's
the
office was where
original
he'd
Sand
find
Parable. I've
answers.
seen Jack Sub guy,
Coming to a
Markiplier,
staircase,
other
Stanley
YouTubers
and the
played
bucket
it.
walked upstairs to
And
the
I
boss's office.
Wish I had a computer. I really do. I really wish I had a computer, just so I can play the original.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
It was. There was a lot.
Stanley and the bucket walked
Especially because there's so many things on that you can do. Like there was. I don't know if I should really like spoil some endings that was in there or not, but there was the serious room whenever you type cheat commands, and the narrator would take you to the serious room for cheating. And if you do it again, you're back in the serious room, but with more dialogue. You can keep doing it until no more dialogue is all involved with it. It's very funny to me. Because I was thinking, like, maybe if I cheated the standard variable just so I could add some stuff. But nope. The game stops you. It was alright. I already knew what was going on.
straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Oh, I missed it. Go up. There we go.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and...
Now. I kind of really don't know now, because, like, right now, it pretty much, because, like, this is pretty much, it has the same sort of thing, but since I'm on console, I don't have most PC type of things that I'll have on there, but it's pretty much just that, but with more endings. If I can remember, it's like, the amount of endings on here now, it's like doubled. So there's just so many. But I think the original Stanley Parable is better, just because it's the original. Like if you go back to the original, where literally yes, I am playing on console, PlayStation, as play on my specifically on my PS4. So, but where was I? Oh yeah, because again, even the elevator thing, like all the detail on the walls on like the literal original thing, it had just yellow, green walls. There wasn't much endings. It wasn't much of anything. They even used the Half-Life 2 as a thing in case if you went the wrong direction in the elevator. Again, there's just so much stuff. And then the Standard Parable before the Ultra Deluxe. They added Minecraft in case if you keep going the wrong, if you go to the blue door, and then portal, and then as soon as you go through that, it'll take you all the way to the original Stanley Purple place. And then Narrator just gets annoyed about it, and then boom, back to where you started. Deja vu, I guess.
The bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here.
Well, it's just a classic original. Like, I will admit, like even this, like the Ultra Deluxe, there's a lot that you can do, but I think the original is just because of it's just this nostalgic look of it, like how it started until now. It growed. I don't even know if the word growed it was a word. I'm gonna make that as a word now.
So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here. A bit cold, perhaps.
Well,
after some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really started to feel like a home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending.
Ah, yes.
This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, It wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Something that got in my, I'm thinking. It's that, the actual, like, true ending on here. Just like another Stanley Parable. It's, I say it has more brighter, it's more rooms. Obviously there's more things you can, more things. There was, lots of references as well. for the not the original, but the remade of Stanley Parable. Pretty much it has the same look like these walls here. But there was a thing where you go to the right, but then go left, but instead of going straight, you go left to this elevator thing. You go off track, you accidentally go to the screen monitors, where it would be quote unquote spoiler. Then you go to the adventure line, and as soon as you get like further into like where there's like this big room, storage room, as soon as you're able to go to a direction, you'll be able to then keep going forward, but ignore that adventure line, go right, and you'll see a Payday mask from the game Payday 2, which big fan of Payday 2, because I was thinking of some point live streaming that. I just don't know if I do it by myself or I should just live stream with someone on there. But again, there's lots of references. There's even a reference which I was trying to think of doing, but unfortunately I messed it all up, so I can't really see that Easter egg of it. So
companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was...
Wait.
Wrong.
What do you mean, Ace
Stanley
Attorney?
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket...
Did you say A2 or not? No, I said Payday 2. Payday 2. But it's a game where you rob banks and stuff. You're a criminal and rob stuff. Classic.
It had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
I don't wanna.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
See,
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke.
Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
I mean, take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, Start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor.
Oh, that's just
Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming.
You missed the
"I'm Dunny
how to
with the funny"
comedic
now.
timing. And my goodness, that was. I was just sitting here. I was gonna do this for a full 5 minutes. So it says now say your name. Oh, I put my arm back down.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone
oh, was I
of good
supposed to
comedy.
do that? Oops.
Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Well, now.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then.
I went to the right door, it said left door, and I kept going straight after, of course, after the lounge, which is the blue room of it, and kept going. I went to the forklift, and then went up, forward, left, and then got to here. I said unplug it instead of pick up the phone, which would have been a different ending. I'm hoping this one would be ending, or it could be a long one. But I decided doing it, if you do it without the bucket, it would, the narrator would think, oh, you're an actual person. You're not Stanley. Here, let's take you back and retrace their steps, and if you actually go to the right door again, it glitches up the whole entire map itself. And then you're blamed for it, which then it'll reset you back to where you supposed to do it first, and not actually do it wrong again. And then it'll give you the true ending of it, so.
So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the 2-door and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery.
Now think about it, it just said sort of the same dialogue. Well,
come along, let's head back.
It said the same dialogue. Alright, well. No problem.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
Yes, a talking
bucket. I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
As you see, there's the lounge. Going backwards. Ah, what a wonderful room. And then back here. And this way. Go back to here.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came...
So I'm gonna assume it's kind of the same ending, but with a bucket. So hopefully it's not. Otherwise, then
To a set of 2 open
And I
doors,
gotta do another ending.
they entered the door on the left.
Let me check. Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video.
Oh, no, not again. No,
Yes,
wait.
surely that will help me improve my...
No, wait. Oh. Don't tell me.
Here we go.
Okay.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
So if I go right, that's when it's gonna auto. It auto does it.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Yes, he immediately stops you.
Here we go.
Okay.
You ready?
Now we'll go to
When Stanley and the bucket
left.
came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
To the left.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you...
Alright, it is the same
all
thing.
of your
Oh,
other
well.
most prized possessions
Different
pale
dialogue,
in
though.
comparison. Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word
This is
to
the
describe
true
a bucket?
ending, I think, but
Stanley,
with the
this bucket
bucket.
is
So
mental. I think I saw it
I'll
playing
show you. I'll show you
guitar.
without the bucket. I might as well do
Getting away
that
from making
since.
fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay, so now I'll show the same thing. I'm gonna make sure I don't pick up the bucket this time and show you the same thing. So here we go. Loading. Love me some loading. Go forward.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Here we go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little.
Okay.
This made him smile, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps
now
we've
it's different
gotten off on
dialogue
the
as
wrong
well,
foot
so.
here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
So
you need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
So instead of picking up the phone, because that'll lead to the, Hey, again, I cannot pronounce
Stanley
the
picked up the phone.
Polima. I'll say
White light
Polima.
engulfed him,
How's it going,
filling
man?
him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Hey, man. How's it going, Ron?
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife.
This is the other
and
ending
the two
without
pledge themselves
the
to
bucket.
one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action.
How's that
even
incorrect, man?
possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see...
Hey, man,
no,
that's good to hear.
That's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's see if it's supposed to load. If it doesn't, then usually the game froze. Well, alright, well, once again it froze. That's great. Well, maybe I'll give it 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. It take time. If I click something. Well, I think I'll never be able to do the true ending without the bucket, because I think it's gonna always freeze, and it's gonna lead me to classification, which then it would forcefully end the stream. So I'll at least see for at least 10 more minutes, I guess, or some, because that's unfortunate. I think that's just because I don't think everybody that, or anyone that plays console, specifically on this game, I don't know if they're having the same issue as well. So again, I do not know why it keeps happening. This is the second time so far in a row, the amount of time so far. It's unfortunate. Well, it's almost 3 hours. Let's see here. Wait a minute. That's not it. That's not it either. Well. Hey man, it's been, it's been a very long while. Again, I'm doing a lot of things, besides doing YouTube, so far. If I do this. Yeah, I'm starting to think this is never gonna load. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Well, that's very unfortunate. Alright. Well, technically there were some people watching my stream only for like 5 seconds. And it counts as a view, if you think about it. But, well, I'm gonna end the stream now because I gotta go ahead. I might as well gotta go ahead and eat. I will do more. Hopefully I'll do another one today. If not, we'll do more tomorrow. So, but yeah. Alright, I already tried Fortnite before. I did not like it at all before it, and then no, I just alright. Well, I'll wait. I'll be here for 10 more minutes, maybe something like that. I just again wasn't a fan of it. I think the day that I tried to play it was like from way back. It was before the seasons and stuff. It's from way back. But yeah. Well, at least what I'm gonna do, let's do something here. Give me just a sec here. Now then. Oops, I'm aiming it wrong. If I can aim this right. Alright. Boom. I moved a table. I think I broke some. Whatever I just broke. Uh-oh. We don't need this lantern. We don't need this. Hear me out. Actually, this would be a good this would be a good setup. Actually, just have a ram chair here and just do it like this. But oh well. Oh boy. There's something I was supposed to get. I need to think of something quick here. Gosh, and I don't know where to put my stuff. Oh god. Everything's going off the rails. Alright, where was I? Okay. Oh, good gosh. Okay, alright. Oh wait, nope. That ain't working. That ain't gonna work. thinking ideas what I'm gonna be doing for, because you know while I'm at it, might as well live stream my idea right now, the moment. Let's see here. Damn it. Let's see here. Oh, I forgot to do this. That's one of them. I need to. Where's that? Where's my iPad? So I can see the comments easier from my perspective. Cause. There we go. Alright, okay. I might as well turn this on while I'm at it. What can go wrong, you know? I think I have to turn this. There we go. Man, text to speech is very good. Let's see. Oh, I can't tell. Man, text to speech is so good. And then last but not least, I might as well put that in there. Alright. Got my ideas what I might do today or tomorrow. And I make sure they're there. And then if I ever finish one of them,
I have to do something. By Zapped by Ron. Probably the narrator is drinking coffee. I had a great time.
thank you for stopping by, Sans. Again, I will do more, and I will cross out some of my ideas if I ever do some. Oh, God, I can't get this off. Oh well. Alright, so my 3 ideas that I might do today. Alright. So, Rec Room, Smule Part 3 recording and vlog. And then bada boom bada bang. So, let's see. So far, oh, my controller. Yeah, I guess I'll end the stream now. I'm gonna make as soon as I do one of these things, I will cross them out and possibly do a quick vlog on it and stuff. So
Sorry for interrupting your talking.
yeah, that's alright, man. Hair's messy.
I will shut up now.
Yeah, that's alright, man. Like, cause I gotta, like, I kind of have to live stream anyways, because I was supposed to eat. But I will do quick vlogs and stuff of my ideas on this whiteboard here, which you cannot see, I don't think. But oh well. Yeah, I think you actually are able to see it, sort of. Oh well. But yeah, I'm gonna. Oh god, I forgot I have it horizontal, so it's like very annoyingly difficult to know which direction I'm moving. Um.
Yeah, I see SJTC at LOL. Can.
Well. Well then. Anywho, I'm gonna end the stream now. And I'll do one of these three, which I'll do vlogging after when I complete one of them. And then maybe some ideas from you or what I should do next, possibly. So yeah. Oh god, I'm going the wrong direction again. But yeah, man, I am very cringe right now.
Hey, man.
But yep. See you later.
I really don't want to miss your streams. See ya.